Last week on the channel, we unboxed and took our first look at Thrustmaster's new T598 direct axial drive wheel. And this week, we're taking it for a test drive. But before we get into that, you'll notice that I'm not using my usual sim rig for this test. And that's because the guys at Racing GT hooked me up with the Challenger 301 foldable cockpit. That way I wouldn't have to tear down my own sim rig every single time a new wheelbase comes out and I want to test it. The frame is made up of steel tubing and it's designed to support high-powered direct drive wheelbases. So something like the T598 should be light work for this thing. This month, Racing GT is offering some crazy deals on their sim rigs. Some of their pre-Black Friday sales are up to 30% off. And Racing GT also offers foldable wheel stands and more permanent sim rigs. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly sim rig option, check out the affiliate link in the description and get an additional 5% off on any purchases you make on top of the current sale price this month. Now, if you guys want to see the full test with this rig using a direct drive wheelbase, I'll throw that link up in the top because it's already done. As I said in the beginning, this is Thrustmaster's new direct axial wheelbase. It's the first base to use an axial flux motor, which they claim provides clear rim motion and zero cogging. Some other key features include a small but existent race dash screen, 5 Nm of force with overshoot to offer extra power when you need it, Harmony high frequency vibration technology, a detachable sport car wheel, and a metal pedal set. The wheel has support on both PC and PlayStation, making it very competitively priced at $499 in the PlayStation compatible wheel bundle market. For testing, I'll be using both the PC and the PS4. Unfortunately, due to the great console shortage of 2020, I've committed solely to PC and I don't have a PS5 readily available. Now before we dig into the wheel's features, let's talk about some of the drawbacks I've found with it. First and most importantly, the pedal set, which only comes with 2 pedals and neither are a load cell. This isn't typically a deal breaker as it's not uncommon to offer a load cell as an additional upgrade, but in this case the load cell pedal isn't even available for sale yet. Another complaint, which I've already been pretty vocal about in the previous unboxing video, is just the sheer size of this base. It's definitely not going to be POV friendly. And lastly, I initially found the lack of PC software tuning annoying, but I did get used to tuning from the base. It's just a feature that's not available yet and it will be further down the road. Oh yeah, and then there's the random jerkiness and oscillations and just unexpected behavior that takes place during like race menus and things like that. Doesn't seem to have any impact or do anything weird while in a race, but when the wheel's sitting still, it does have a tendency to do some strange things, or going into a pause or a menu, or basically any time that the force feedback isn't being applied to the wheel, there is some definite weird behavior. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the wheel settings and that little digital dash. In the dash menu, you'll find there's 2 separate settings menus. Pressing R3 will take you to a display setting where you can choose which race info you want displayed. Pressing the L3 will take you over to the wheel's tuning menu, where you can adjust feedback strength, wheel speed, boost levels, damper, spring, and a fun little gear shift vibration. It also gives you the option to decide how hard you want the wheel to react when it reaches locking point. I found some of these settings were quite a bit more noticeable on PC than on PS4. In testing the wheel on the PS4 using GT6, I found the wheel strength to be fairly decent, with varied levels of fidelity. The vibration from Harmony technology was a bit less prevalent, with some of the features being non-existent. Things such as gear shift feedback and boost effect were definitely lacking, but this could be due to the lack of support for an older system. Overall though, the racing experience on the console far outweighed the experience I've had with lower end belt driven and gear driven wheels, which offer significantly less detail. On PC, the boost effect definitely came to life, especially in ACC. I chose to complete the PC test using ACC and iRacing, and in both titles I could feel the wheel regularly increasing beyond the continuous 5 Nm of force. The addition of the gear shift effect and support for Harmony gave it an almost butt kicker-like sensation, which radiated through the cockpit. I think the dynamic range of the wheel, while still not necessarily equivalent to other wheelbases I'm used to in that power range, is definitely more noticeable in ACC than it was in iRacing. I found the effects of both titles to be a bit intermittent and not consistent with the feelings I'm used to from other direct drive wheelbases. I think that given the newness of the wheel, there may just need to be some support to be gained from this, and once that support's gained through the titles, it could reach its full potential. In both tests, I was able to feel the benefits of the direct axial drive wheelbase. The wheel definitely spins cleanly without any notchiness or cogging. On lower end wheelbases, you can feel the shift between magnets as you rotate the wheel. While the size required to build this wheel is a bit off-putting to me, the smoothness Thrustmaster has been able to accomplish by doing it is arguably unique to the budget wheelbase market. The only thing I'm not sure is whether it's too smooth and if some of that raw racing feel that it just might be lost on this wheelbase. I also think the Harmony vibrations added a level of immersion. For those using console with supported titles, this will be a great alternative since you don't really have the option to fine-tune a seat shaking device like a butt kicker. On PC, it's a little less necessary, but still relatively immersive when it's consistent. There were times on the PC when driving off the road or over curbs where it felt less prevalent and almost like there was some kind of disconnect between the wheel and the base. I would say it's about relative to having electronic steering versus having a solid shaft steering in a real car. It's usable, but you just don't get the same feels. If you missed the unboxing video last week, I'll link that in at the end, but this is kind of where I provided my opinions on the overall quality of the removable race wheel and the pedal set. I will add to that by saying that I think that this could be Thrustmaster's best pedal set yet, with some support like load cell and things like that. They appear to have a really solid build quality and they're easy to adjust. You don't need any tools to change out springs or to adjust the resistance on the pedals. With the wheel, I said I wasn't sure of how it would hold up with the plastic mounts and the build structure. I am surprised to report that the wheel is fairly sturdy when it's held at the 3 and 9. I don't think it would fare so well for you 12 o'clock one-handed drivers though. In considering that this is an entry-level bundle, I think that it does have some redeeming qualities for the price. It does have a decent level of force feedback and seems to have some kind of upgrade path developing for it. The same can be said for the quality and the upgrade path on the pedal set. It'll be kind of interesting though to see how many different things they make available to this wheelbase. Now they do have the T818. They can have cross compatibility on upgraded wheels and things like that. But at the same time, I question whether the investment on this wheelbase will be equivalent to the performance you would gain. I will say that if you're a console racer, this is definitely a really good option. For those of us that are exclusively on PC, I definitely think there are better wheelbases available in this price range. The next wheel review that I do on this channel will be an upgrade to my own personal sim rig, and we're definitely going to take this thing from mid to premium. In the meantime, I will be doing a video on SimHub, just kind of explaining some of the features and things that I like to use that you guys might be less familiar with. So hit that subscribe button, drive safe, and I'll see you guys next time on TWE.